This is a perfect agent speedrun guide for Area 51 Escape. The time I set is 5 minutes 23 seconds and your target time is 5 minutes 40 seconds. There isn't a lot in this level that you can do to really speed up your time. You have to just pretty much play it as it is. There's no real tricks to completing it. But the good thing is that this level has the Super Dragon, and once you get your hands on that, it makes the level much easier. I take my time killing these first few guards because if they hit me I get really blurry and I just don't want that to happen, so maybe you could speed the level up a little bit by rushing past them, but I just don't like being blurry. If you're going for the gold leaderboard crown, I would use this level because out of all the levels in the game, this is probably one of the easier levels to complete and to get a good time on. I say this because there isn't really much that can go wrong with the objectives, and there isn't really much that can go wrong in this level. Here I use a remote mine to kill 3 guards. You don't have to do that if you feel like you can take them out any other way, but I think that's quite quick. The only thing that can really go wrong in this level is Jonathan or Elvis could die, and that's the only thing you have to really watch out for. Now that you have the Super Dragon, taking out the guards in this level using the secondary function really is very easy, especially when you learn where they spawn and where the enemies will be waiting for you. Here I'm just taking out this piece of glass so that I can get the alien med pack. You don't have to do that on any other difficulty other than this. I think on Agent you actually get a shield in here, but you shouldn't need a shield anyway. And this level really reminds me of the third level in the game, which is escaping from Datadyne. And there's the same kind of feel to it where you're actually escaping from the level, so it really it suits a speedrun, this level, I think. After you meet Jonathan, there are 3 instances where the game will spawn in 4 enemies at once, but the great thing about the secondary function on the Super Dragon is that you can take out all 4 of these enemies if you know where they are and you just aim at their feet. Jonathan can be a bit of a pain at this part. He doesn't always follow you, so make sure you keep an eye on him. And there is one enemy that spawns around this corner here. To take him out, I just use a grenade and bounce it off the wall. And that's a pretty nice way of taking that guy out, because he can get a few shots into you if he catches you off guard. And again, I'm just constantly making sure that Jonathan is coming from behind, because I've played this in the past and I've gotten right to this point and there's no sign of Jonathan, so it can really mess up your time. And the last group of guards is behind this door, the last group of 4. One shot to the ground should take out all 4 of them guards. Jonathan's going to plant a bomb here, and the little tip I would use is to stand against this door and just keep an eye on both sides. If you can try and get a good shot on this walkway where your grenades are going to just bounce at the enemy's feet as they walk around the corner, that's pretty much ideal. And enemies will come from the door from the left here, and that's why I keep looking over to check it. I think actually in this run no one actually came from that door, which was quite unusual because usually you're dealing with enemies from both sides at this part. Just after Jonathan blows up the wall, this is where he's most likely to actually die, so you want to try and keep an eye on him and try and make sure there's no enemies around here. Because there was no enemies coming through the other doorway and I had killed that one, I thought it was safe just to go down here and activate the alien med pack on Elvis. But once you do that, you'll want to go up and make sure that Jonathan's okay, because the enemies in that area will be pretty ruthless in trying to kill Jonathan, and of course it's game over when he does. I kind of dropped the ball here and get a little ahead of myself in killing this guard, because I let Jonathan get away from me and he was actually being attacked quite badly in this room. I forgot there is 4 enemies that spawn above here. They actually spawn at the top of that walkway and they've given Jonathan quite a beating. The alien med pack isn't actually time based. The cutscene will play once a certain number of guards are killed or once a specific guard is killed. I think it just depends on which guard it spawns, so it's completely random. So I think I was quite lucky in this run that I killed the guard as he was actually standing in at Elvis, and that automatically triggered the cutscene. So you can see that I'm just randomly firing grenades as Elvis and Jonathan are talking, and That's because sometimes the enemies can actually spawn up there, and there's a very specific thing you have to do here. There are two ways to exit this level. The first is on a hover bike the long way, and the quick way is to just press the hangar doors yourself and the game just ends. So get ready to run the moment that Jonathan says, "I'll get out on that hover bike, cover me while I open the doors." So basically what we're doing here is we're tricking the game into thinking that Jonathan is pressing the buttons and he's letting us get out in the UFO. But just to make it a little bit faster, we're going to go and press the buttons ourselves. And that's really it. That's how I got my time of 5 minutes and 23 seconds. Hopefully after watching this you can get a similar time yourself. The next level on the Perfect Agent speedrun is Airbase Espionage, and it was a much trickier level than the one you've just watched, so to watch a video on how to do that you click the video to the left. And there's also an individual crown for this level called Easy Rider, and to watch that just click the video on the right. If you'd like to support my channel you can do this on my Patreon page by clicking the orange button below. For as little as $1 a month you can get early access to any of my videos and it would really help me out. Another way to stay in touch is through Twitter or my Google Plus page, or you can just subscribe for the next video. I hope this video helped you to speedrun this level.